And Tracy, the city is taking a week-by-week approach to this. They don't know how long it will last and how long it will take for Harrisburg leaders to come to a deal. In the meantime, a transportation official says they're monitoring traffic. They're looking at other data. And really, this is just the first day of people being back at work and kids being back at school. Now, Philadelphia city leaders today were clear that although they have boosted the amount of money they are sending to SEPTA, the city cannot fix SEPTA's deficit on its own. That's where Harrisburg and state lawmakers come in. But tomorrow marks 8 weeks in a budget impasse. Today, Philadelphia students went back to school with more than 50,000 of them relying on SEPTA. The school district superintendent today talking about the potential impact of these SEPTA cuts, and the mayor with a message for Harrisburg.
We are going to assess what attendance looked like today. Yes. I can tell you that while we don't have the numbers across the district just yet, as we left Furness High School, Principal Poe told me that typically today he would expect 90+% of his children to be in attendance, and because of some of the transportation impacts, those numbers have dropped down to the 70s.
Our ask is to encourage in the most supportive way that we possibly can them all to continue to stay at the table to help to deliver the critical funding that we need to keep the economic engine of southeastern Pennsylvania moving.
And right now, there is no sign of a deal in Harrisburg. I heard from both sides today, a spokesperson for the House Majority Leader's office saying that Senate Republicans need to get to yes on a, quote, real plan. Meanwhile, the Senate Majority Leader saying that House Democrats need to reconsider rejecting their plan. Live in Center City, I'm Lauren Mayk, NBC 10 News.
The back and forth continues, and riders have been hearing about these service cuts for months, and now they are finding out firsthand just how disruptive they are. NBC 10's Aaron Baskerville spoke to people whose commutes have completely changed. He continues our coverage. Aaron?
Fred, certainly a different type of day out here. Right now, students are now making that trek back home on their new route. We're at the Wissahickon Transportation Center in East Falls, and you can take a look around. You can see the folks now who are waiting for their bus, trying to figure out exactly what they're going to have to do over the next week or even longer. And as we walk down over here this way, this is what everybody at this stop in this area is worried about. You can see the signs over here. The 62 bus, that is gone. Look up here. Every single one of those routes is either gone or service is being reduced. And talking to so many people today, I can tell you that certainly the commute is much longer.
Bus is turning.
So you're trying to go to a job interview today?
Indeed.
Anxiously waiting for his bus at the Wissahickon Transportation Center, Marvin Wisher Jr. desperately needed to get to a job interview on time. He tells NBC 10 his commute is now nearly an hour longer after SEPTA eliminated the Bus 1 route.
Well, I have to do what I have to do, and God willing, things will work out.
We're not all going to fit on this bus.
Frustration oozed out of commuters this morning at the Frankfort Transportation Center. Many riders say the new norm is simply too much to handle.
It's just hard now. Look, we used to the 50. We would have been at work. Now we're waiting, still waiting.
SEPTA tells us it's looking at where it can make minor adjustments to the system. A spokesman for the transit agency called this week a dry run, believing there will be a lot more commuters following Labor Day and more headaches.
Some delays. We have had some a handful or so of incidents where vehicles just got too full to take more customers, so then that leads to a pass up, and that's happened a little bit on the subway and with some buses as well.
SEPTA is dealing with a $213 million budget shortfall by slashing 32 bus routes and reducing service to more than a dozen others. The first Monday of these massive cuts is already taking a toll on riders.
Dramatic changes, me taking additional routes that I don't normally have to take. It's big, it's major.
It certainly is major, and once again, this is the time that high school students and middle school students are making that trek home. I talked to some off camera that were just standing here and said it's different. They got to switch buses. They got to get used to it. As for SEPTA, they say even though there were some longer commutes and some headaches, they believe things could possibly turn around sometime soon. We'll just have to wait and see. They say if you are having some issues and some problems, then feel free to go up to one of those SEPTA ambassadors that you might see at some of these stops or those transportation centers, even a SEPTA officer. Ask them for help, and hopefully, they can get you on the right route. For now, we're live in East Falls. Aaron Baskerville, NBC 10 News.
All right, Aaron. Now, as we've been telling you for months, today's 20% cut is just the beginning for SEPTA riders if the funding crisis is not resolved. A week from today, a 21.5% fare increase will take effect across the board, making SEPTA one of the most expensive transit systems in the country. And then in January, the service cuts for riders will more than double. 5 regional rail lines will be eliminated on top of more trolley and bus routes. And SEPTA will stop all service after 9 p.m. NBC 10 has put all of this information for SEPTA riders on our website. We have a full timeline of service cuts and fare hikes, plus the alternate routes you can take.